Hi everyone, we're live, and I forgot to turn off the music again. Haha.
Fire shadows. No, wait, don't.
I
Hi,
mean,
my
you
name's
can, sure. I'll just leave. Bye stream.
Nah.
Medusa, well, we all know the real issue with that is Medusa would have to learn to detect himself, and we know he ain't
Right.
doing that.
Gross. Hey.
Me doing the tech on my own streams is just barely passable.
Hi, I'm Benjamin Dan, and you are watching Afterlife, a Thin Blood campaign set in the world of darkness, using the V5 system. These are the awesome nerds I play with. Jenny, who are you and what do you do?
I'm Jenny Artorias. I storytell for this game, and occasionally I play the evil Green Ranger on Ryan's game. I play a lot of evil characters.
Technically yellow. You chose yellow as your evil color.
Yes, I did. But anyway, wait, I think it's Gerbil next. Gerbil, who are you and what do you do?
Hi, I'm the Lazy Gerbil, and I guess my full-time position on this show is comedic relief, in the sense that people make jokes about me all the fucking time. I'm not bitter, you are.
Look, it's always heartwarming to know that someone's found their niche in life.
Plain Gerbil, I will protect you.
Like shit, you will.
I was about to say, you're the one bullying him in the last VTM campaign.
I was playing a bully.
Bullshit.
And I bullied a Primogen for him. Like, come on, that counts for something.
Timothy
I was
so
bullying.
Shot her. Anyway, Ryan, who are you and what do you do?
Hi, I am Ryan. I am a light end streamer. Still need to get back to playing my Skyrim one. And when I don't do that, I'm also running two different games. I'm in 3 different games that are streamed. One I run, 2 I'm player at, and 2 of them happen to be on Sundays.
In one, he plays a fabulous lion boy.
Yes. But if for this particular channel, my niche is I'm the good boys who do absolutely nothing wrong and have no questionable motives whatsoever.
Incorrect.
Press X to doubt, chat. Press X to doubt.
This statement is false.
Stephen was a good boy, goddammit.
Lies, all lies.
Stephen was a good boy.
Lies.
I will defend Stephen, but not my other characters.
Shadows, who are you and what do you do?
I'm Shadows. I blame all the tech difficulties on Deuce. Always. That is my job. And my niche is being dad, I guess. It's weird that it's happened twice, okay?
If I had a nickel for every time I became a father in a TTRPG, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Yeah.
Terrible.
That meme originally came from Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah.
And that show's nearly 20 years old at this point.
Don't do this to me, Ryan. Don't do this to me.
I am as old as that TV show, good lord.
Don't do this to me, Ryan. Don't do this to me.
Anyway, let's start before we crisis of age.
Yeah, I think it just aged 10 years.
Also, the PlayStation 2 is considered a classic console.
Shut up.
Yeah.
We are playing Afterlife, a Thin Blood campaign set in the world of darkness, and with that in mind, no, wait. I should have that around the other way around. The music you were listening to in the pre-show is Miracle of Sound, who is awesome, and you should look for him on Spotify and Bandcamp because his music is amazing, and on YouTube, and on Twitter, and just really anywhere on the internet because he's awesome. There's also our social media: Twitter, YouTube, Discord, etc., where you can find us. And if you come to our Discord, you can chat with us about where you think the Thin Blood campaign is going, and how quickly you think our characters are going to die. Whether or not you can discuss whether or not you think our characters have learned to stop fucking around and finding out yet. The answer is probably no.
If someone could post the Discord link in the Twitch chat.
Yeah.
Also, this is a Vampire the Masquerade game. It's dark, y'all. Take care of yourselves first and foremost.
Yup. Self-care is best care.
The actions of the actions of the characters we play are the actions of the characters, not the actions of the players.
Yep, and I posted a Discord link in the chat.
I like my
Click
meat
the link.
as
Join
dead as
us.
possible, not seriously,
Anyway, with
my
all
girlfriend
that
makes
out of the
jokes.
way,
With all that out of the way, I think we should start doing recaps, especially with all the nonsense that happened last week. Let's recap.
Yeah.
I see Doozers nominating themselves.
No Doozer is.
Look, last week was easy. We had a beautiful wedding, the best wedding where nothing bad happened. It went flawlessly. We now have two brides who are happily in love, most likely going on a honeymoon somewhere, not questioning why one of them is dead.
Ryan loses his humanity for gaslighting everyone.
Look, that Bloody Mary didn't show up to the wedding, that didn't use a curse mirror to start causing chaos. Sack didn't find this out, and when he tried to inform Veronica, did it in the worst possible way, involving them two fighting each other.
Yeah.
And Sack not being able to tell anyone, by the way, we need to find the curse mirror to stop this bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Veronica didn't get shot in the back of the head by Sack's significant other because Sack has the best boyfriend, which didn't lead to the two gentlemen of the group running around like killer's chickens with no information, trying to talk to a possessed sister, which led to the sister getting shot, and then leading to Elliot breaking all laws of existence by being able to have a Thin Blood turn his sister in grief.
And that's...
It did end with Veronica making a harsh spur of the moment judgment to just get into a car and drive far, far away. And while after this perfect wedding thing, our friend Deuce's character went home to his perfectly happy family who just recently got a dye job on their carpet.
Yeah, so we are retconning the end of the stream slightly, where Jamesy's mum is breathing instead of
there's still a dye job in
murdered.
the carpet.
Yes, there's still a dye job in the carpet. There's lots of blood.
And Veronica collected her touchstones before she left.
Right. Yeah. Also, upon looking around the home, James discovered that his little brother was missing. Message being fairly clear.
Don't provoke psychotic serial killers, I think is the message. It's like James fucked around and now he's finding out. But Jack is also fucking around and maybe he'll find out one day.
Okay. Well, we'll see. I don't actually have my scene list. Who wants to have their scene first? I feel like we should zoom in on James, to be fair, and see him, handling the aftermath. As I think that'd be first chronologically.
Okay. In that case, we see James sat in the ICU ward of the hospital. There's the beeping of machines. As the camera pulls away, the camera fades in, and we see James and pulls away. We see the bed next to James, and there's the sound of an oxygen pump and a heart monitor. And we see James's mother, who has all sorts of tubes and wires and everything else. She is very near to death and is still in critical condition. And James is just sat by her side. And he's not moving. He's not talking. He's not saying anything. He's just sitting there, and he's looking very contemplative and contemplative, however you pronounce that word. And yeah, he's just waiting. He's waiting to see if and when his mum gets better. He's not really moved or left. He's barely he's barely made any kind of show of still being human. Like, he doesn't move. He oftentimes forgets to breathe because he becomes so focused. He becomes basically like a statue. And yeah, he's not eating or drinking or anything. And he's just been by her side. His dad has probably been to visit a bunch of times, but he's also got to work.
Yeah. And, we'll actually zoom in on that because that's a thing I wanted to explore. So George knocks on the door before stepping in. He's still in his mechanics overalls. He's come right from work. There's this alcohol gel still evaporating off his hands and things, so they're still greasy and but he comes in very similarly stoically, sits down across from you, at your mum's other side. Son?
He barely responds. He just looks up, but he doesn't respond otherwise.
What happened?
I fucked up. I fucked up, and I put my family, I put all of you in danger. I fucked up. Yeah, he just he looks like he's trying to find the words, but he doesn't know what else to say because there's so much he doesn't know how to explain without sounding crazy. He knows Billy didn't believe him at first, and he's trying to find a way to tell his dad the truth. And I think after a while, he just breathes in and lets out a big sigh. And maybe his dad realizes at that moment that James breathing before that sigh? And James just says, "So what?"
There's a moment of actually make an insight check for me, please. Insight
well, this is going to go poorly. It's going to go even more poorly because I haven't even logged into the game yet. Whoops! I meant to, then I got distracted by spamming or on every Discord I'm in. With awareness. I've got 1 dot in awareness. No successes. Shockingly. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
I imagine he's aware, because did we decide how old his younger brother is?
I think he was like 16, 17-ish.
Right. Would there be an Amber Alert for a 16 or 17-year-old?
There's some missing persons thing. I think there would be.
Yeah.
I think
Yes.
Amber Alerts stop happening after 12.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know, but like I imagine there has been like news reports about it. So I imagine it's something that the others might have found out about if they pay any attention to the news, because the same last name and all that.
I don't know. This is the World of Darkness. It was maybe mentioned like once.
Yeah, that's fair. It's fair.
Like,
Also, there
as
is
part
a
of the
lot
cycle.
of shit going on in the world, I imagine.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
There's like this moment of tension when you're trying to explain, and you see the briefest desire to hit you cross your father's face.
Yeah.
Like that he doesn't want you there. He probably believes that you've got them involved in, he knows that you're a criminal.
Yeah.
But he doesn't hit you.
Yeah.
The tension relaxes. He turns to his wife lying in the hospital bed. And without even looking at you. Get out.
James just takes a moment and then he just gets up and leaves. And he stops at the doorway and just says, "I'm sorry."
Get out.
Leaves.
And he is shaking as tears start going down his face.
Yeah. We see James. He walks and his face is very carefully neutral. It's a complete blank mask. And then he goes somewhere private, like somewhere where like he probably goes somewhere where he can lock the bathroom door or something, lock a toilet door, and then he just breaks down and just sobs.
Okay, and we'll come back to that in a minute.
Quick question.
Yes,
do thin bloods cry blood?
That's why he went into a bathroom, so that he's crying into the sink. He knows he can't make himself bloody because that would raise questions. There's still that part of him that's very cold and calculating.
I think it depends on if you have lifelike.
I think so.
If you have lifelike, you cry normal.
Yeah.
All right.
Because you can pass like normal.
Do I have lifelike?
I don't believe so. I think you're the one that doesn't. Danger incurred, discipline affinity, vampiric resilience. Nope.
Yeah.
No lifelike.
Womp womp.
So. Yeah. Let's cut away to a happier scene. shortly after the wedding in the back of a car, speeding towards the hospital. We're gonna go to Zach. Ryan?
Hi, I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Psychically, to keep themselves focused and in the moment instead of just, zoning out from the pain and blood loss. He's probably trying to, even though Eddie will probably kill him for this, tries to give Grace, since she's in the back of the car with him, basic, okay, here's how you put pressure on the wounds. Kind of gives her a small little first aid lesson just to, again, try to keep his mind from rolling into much pain.
Stop traumatizing my daughter.
She's not having a good time. This is not how she wants to play doctor or anything. She's just like, no, this is not okay. This is not okay.
Hey. At least this way we can confirm if she wants to get into the medical career or not. I'm assuming it'll be no.
She's fine.
I'm assuming it's gonna be a big fat no. This is trauma.
Your child with Zach was the wrong decision.
I didn't send him with Zach. I expected Zach's boyfriend to leave.
But then James fucked that up by calling him.
Oh, just to make sure everyone has restored their willpower from the last session, yeah? Yeah. Cool.
The one egg.
Yeah. Cool. So
Zach is doing his best to not panic Grace too much, but knows there's no way to not panic her.
Yeah. I mean, you're hurt really bad, but you are not bleeding out. It's weird because your blood is staying in you remarkably well.
Yay!
So you feel like this should be a lot worse than it is. You should be unconscious, if not dead, at this point. Alan calls back over there. He's not taking his eyes off the road, but he's looking in the rearview mirror to check on you. Calling back, you still awake, darling?
Yeah, I think wherever the hell I am is slightly different. I should be out cold by now, but I'm not. Kind of makes all the pain I'm feeling a lot worse.
Yeah. What happened after I left?
I spoke to the entity that was causing the issue. They kind of got under my skin a bit. So when I tried to get Veronica to get moving, I tried to explain to her boyfriend what was going on, but you're much cooler than he is, and he passed out. Then Veronica came in, saw her boyfriend unconscious, started to panic. I tried to pull her along to get her to focus on what we needed to do, and then she hit me. Could have handled that better. No, I'm pretty sure I'm not doing 100%. Just a small theory that I'm not 100%. Going to need a hospital.
Yeah. I'm taking you now. Let's try and crack a joke. Something this is the worst bedside manner review you've had yet.
Everyone, you're always most critical of yourself.
I shot her. She be okay?
I don't know. I'm not a therapist.
Okay.
You okay, dear? I look at Grace, who's freaking the fuck out.
Yeah, she's disassociating. Like she's out.
Pet the doggo. Just pet the dog.
Yeah, the dogs are like next to her.
Dog, Roxy is with Veronica.
Of course, yeah. Polaris is there though, so yeah. Yeah.
Polaris probably looks like a very confused doggo. Should I attack? Should I protect? What do I do? So she is just cuddling into her, because provide cuddle is her best move.
Okay, this is what Doggo is thinking. Doggo, protect, attack, protect, attack.
Protect.
Oh, it's cuddle time.
Sack does have 0 animal handling, so animals instinctively hate him.
Yeah, but Zach's also like lying there mostly dead. Like, it's not so much hate, you're not a threat right now.
He could kill you. He could kill you.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. So, eventually you arrive at the hospital. I'm going to go back to the others for a moment. Eeny, meeny, mo.
I would say gerbil first.
Yeah, because yours is an issue.
Mine's gonna have a whole warning.
Yeah. So gerbil.
So Veronica is driving to her apartment, and you can decide whether or not Tommy is woken up right now, but he is currently in the back seat, and Jesse is in the passenger seat. And basically, Veronica is basically basically in parent mode and consoling her.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine Jesse is sort of like
in shock, confused,
shut down right now. Yeah,
she's similarly sort of disassociating in the ruined like wedding outfit that she had. Now sort of torn and a bit bloody. There's like bruises starting to form on her neck from where the possessed Amy had grabbed her.
So she gets to her apartment, and she leads the two of them up to the apartment. She deposits Tommy on the couch and is basically going through, I think it's what she did when they were younger. The very familiar motions of, getting her younger sister dressed, helping her bathe, brushing her hair, all that. And she's just doing everything she can to help her sister. And that's really all she knows.
Yeah. There's like I don't know, there's something incredibly fucked up in this familiar situation. As you still have the exit wound of a bullet going through you, making a small hole in your back.
She's just going to ignore that for now. Maybe, she's definitely wearing different clothes. Look, as long as the hole isn't actively bleeding and won't ruin any more clothes, she's just going to put something else on.
It'll need like bandaged up to stop any like undue leaking.
Yep, yeah. Quick bandage, shirt, and once all that is done, she sits Jesse down on the couch, and she sits in an easy chair and goes, "So I have a whole lot of explaining to do."
Where's Amy?
Amy is with Elliot.
What did I do wrong?
And she
And
immediately
her head is like fully in her hands.
runs over to Jesse and goes, "You didn't do anything wrong. What happened was due to forces outside both of our control. I'm going to tell you something. It's going to sound fucking insane, but it's all true. So bear with me." And she goes through the motions of explaining everything that happened. You know, being abducted, being murdered, waking up as this thing, needing blood to survive, all of that. And basically she ends with, Amy wasn't Amy then. Something else took control of her and made her do this. That wasn't Amy.
I'm just gonna make a roll actually because I'm not sure how to play this. But I have
Willpower?
an idea. Kinda.
And she would explain the reason why she didn't tell any of this earlier is because the people that did this to her specifically said if she told her family, they would be killed.
Yeah, when you're explaining that one, this is kind of your fault, and two, you're a monster. Do you tell her that you got shot?
I think it's kind of hard to avoid.
Yeah. So when she finally looks up, and like takes in the bullet in your chest, like that little point where it went in, sort of marked in red and like against the bandage. Her eyes go like cold, and there's like this creeping horror that comes over her face, and she starts to scream, and she throws cushions, and she throws the remote, and she tries to get out of the apartment.
Veronica doesn't stop her.
Okay. Also, please take a stain for damaging a touchstone.
May I offer a place to cut, or do we want to continue this one?
I think this is a good place to cut as like the doors clamp shut.
Yeah, I feel like the doors clamp shut, and then we fade to similar doors clamping open.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, where do I put stains?
In your humanity, the empty box. The non-red box.
Is it like a slash?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at the end of the session, you'll roll any of the unmarked that aren't red, basically. Assume number of dice is that. To see if you've maintained your humanity at this point. I'm maybe being a little bit harsh with stains, but it's a short game.
I think Veronica is like sobbing right now. Also, Tommy was in the same room. How does he react? If he's awake.
He kind of knew.
And
he's
Tommy
fed on and everything.
Tommy doesn't seem to think of her as a monster. He isn't.
He hasn't ran away.
He passed out once. After you pass out once, it's all good.
I think she clings on to Tommy and basically just continuously says, I fucked up, I fucked up, I fucked up.
Mm. Yeah. He doesn't know what to say. And that's where we'll fade over.
Your families are bitches.
So, back at the church, we do see, we see outside first, gravel crunching under, fine black shoes. A door gets pulled open. We see someone holding the door. And in walks a youngish man, gold mask in place. Kind of just looks around, takes in the carnage, the blood in the hall, the splatter from where the exit wound carried trails of Veronica's vitae across the walls. The impact spray on the ground from where she hit Zach and almost battered him into torpor. It gives a almost satisfied noise before he moves through into the other room, makes a warning motion to tell someone to stay back. Before he proceeds in, and eventually he finds Elliot.
Elliot is hunched over Amy's body, lightly doing this. Wake up, Amy, wake up.
I thought Elliot and Amy got into a car.
Elliot doesn't have a car.
Yeah, There's another little retcon. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
It was late. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
No, I wasn't sure if I was misremembering something. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Wake up, Amy. Amy, wake up. Amy.
I'm sorry, Elliot. I don't think she's going to wake up anytime soon.
I feel like we can hear his teeth crunching.
Yeah, he takes off the mask and puts it on like one of the tables. So, Mary tells me that things got very dramatic here. I'm sorry I missed it. Invitation must have got lost in the mail.
Slowly stands up from crouching over her body. Slowly turns. But his posture goes from I've just stood up to immediately like into a fighting stance, and there's just a wild look of hunger and desperation.
Sit down. I'm not here to fight you. There'll really be no sport in it.
Does he look like the guy?
Yeah.
Okay. Starts looking around the floor and suspiciously at basically every shadow.
Amusing. You catch on rather quickly. Now, may I have a look at the body? I'll take your silence for complicity.
It doesn't come through, but he basically
he
does a very low growl, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he ignores it and just moves past you. He doesn't seem to care that you're in this protective stance. He moves past you like you're nothing. And begins to examine the bullet wound. It's going to leave a mark. Yeah, it's one of Mary's more dramatic deaths.
Mary didn't do it.
Oh no, I know. It's Mr. Cleverly's work, but oh, Mary's not much of a fighter. She's very good at getting under people's skin though, so I wouldn't hold it too much against him. I mean, it's moving Amy's lifeless head around a little, examining the sides of her face. Other than the obvious structural damage, I think that we can perhaps fix this for a price.
What do you mean?
Shadows, you're pretty quiet.
Sorry.
I can still hear him.
Elliot is being very quiet. What do you mean is what he said.
Yeah, maybe just do stage whispers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. Her body is damaged. But it does take time for the soul to depart. Actually, this method was pioneered in France. It's a fairly old church. Could work. Come with me. Greg calls back to the door. We see a familiar zombie at this point. And then pick that up, please.
What do you
Greg,
mean? And he won't let Greg pick her up. He'll do it.
Well, you're dead. I'm dead. Normally the embrace is a little bit different and not really something that your kind can do. But I'm very good at breaking rules. There's an old story about grave debt. When a person is, when someone who's been fed vitae, our blood, our life, is buried, it has an interesting effect on the dirt of their graves. It's not regenerative, composing. It allows us to maintain the integrity of our bodies a little bit easier as we sleep.
Veronica and I.
Yes, she's very clever. No, I think it could have worked if you were just a bit more fortunate. But what is the Almighty for if not to fill hell? So, innocents die, and it spoils a bit of the fun of the game. I'm willing to accept that this is not the desired outcome, and to move things back on track. I'm going to give you a bit of a do-over. And I'm going to help you raise her soul from perdition.
If it means she comes back to us, I'll play your game.
Excellent. He reaches past you to the table and picks up his mask and puts it back in place.
As he
you can see it's a very
As he walks past next to him, he'll say, "And I'll win it if it can be won."
Well, I do have my eye on you. So, are you sure that's not dreadfully heavy?
She never weighed much.
Well then, let's go. And he walks into the back of the church, finds old knocked over tombstone, and instructs Greg to dig. No, he takes a seat on the tombstone, legs crossed disrespectfully, lounging back. Well, please inter the body.
He'll like jump in and slowly put her down. Yeah, he pulls out a ritual knife. You recognize that as one of the ones that was probably used to kill you. And slashes open his hand. Begins chanting in what you suspect is Latin. Elliot knows no language other than English.
As he does, he gestures to Greg, starts filling the grave while you're in it.
He'll jump out.
Yeah. After he's done, he runs his tongue across the wound, closes it up. Well, now we wait. This could take hours.
Elliot sits down.
Well then. I'm bad at small talk.
I'm okay with silence.
And on that, we'll jump forward a little bit in time. Distant bell chimes the hour. We see the slow rumbling of moving dirt. This freshly dug grave.
Unless he says not to, Elliot's gonna start helping.
I didn't say anything. Started watching with bemused satisfaction.
He'll help dig out.
I prefer to let them do it themselves.
He ignores that very pointedly.
Yeah, eventually you're able to peel back enough of the dirt and you find Amy's dirt covered, mud under the fingernails, hand reaching up, And she's pulled free of the ground. Wedding clothes completely ruined.
Yeah, I was just about to say,
Yeah.
makes it 10 times worse that she's still in her wedding dress.
Oh, yeah. Elliot finally letting go of all the tears he's held back pulls her out and into a hug.
Yeah. And it's a shame when I do this, I like to put them in a coffin, but I don't know, sometimes they struggle to get out and they're always a bitch to get open. Great for dramatic effect though. Well, the Payne siblings returned. Congratulations. Amy is shell-shocked. She died. She's here. She's looking at you. She's hungry and cold and dead. She doesn't seem to be breathing.
He's crying and hugging her.
Miss Payne, Amy, if I can call you that, would you be so kind as to follow us? I have something for you to eat. Elliot, help out you, Angel, would you?
He'll break the hug, grab Amy's hand, and I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. You have saved us from the meaningless life in hell that all mortals must endure. Amy is silent and confused. Again, so hungry. Like there's a look in her face that she doesn't seem right to you.
The same look is probably going through Elliot, given he's a hunger 5.
Oh. He takes you back into the dining room where the reception was. Has Greg moved to the tables together. He fishes through some of the wedding presents and finds a nice cutlery set. Well, this will do. Rather apt, actually. Greg, lie down on the table. And the zombie steps up onto a chair, steps onto the table, and lies flat on its stomach. Well, I don't know if we need plates. Not too fast. He grabs a handful of the little paper plates that were being served food on. Places one out for each of you, one for himself. And dear viewers and players, this bit's about to get fucking grim.
Yeah, this is the content warning bit.
You did not make her an organivore.
Maybe we did. So
If you don't
anyone
like
who-
descriptions of cannibalism, please step away for the next 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Families stay together, stay together.
Mm.
I'm not sure if I should be more horrified about the cannibalism or the fact that you saved Greg for this moment.
Look, there's nothing wrong. All Greg is doing is making a nice home cooked meal.
And did anyone really care about Greg while he was alive?
He was really funny for the 20 minutes we got to meet him.
Never met him.
Yeah.
Don't care.
No.
I first met him lugging an unconscious corpse and an unconscious body into the back of a car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To me, he was always a bad guy.
So
never met him.
Just met
I'm
the
gonna
guy.
go back into the scene in 5 seconds. Just to give people like time out. And again, we'll say like
Feel
back in
free.
5 minutes for the end of this.
Yeah, let's feel free to mute. I'll do this whenever it's good to unmute. If you don't want to hear the graphic,
Sure.
or the anything that's going on.
I just thought we needed a bit of levity before this bullshit happens.
So
yeah.
So
mute. Last chance. Okay.
At this point, you're sitting around the table. How does Elliot feel?
Elliot feels
you have,
hungry
like, a
and
napkin.
confused.
Yeah, you have a little napkin on your plate. You have this very fine, like, silverware. Very out of place. Like, this is a wedding gift for your sister. He pulls out that ritual knife again. And takes his jacket off and slings it over the back of his chair. Are you a breast or a thigh man?
I thought we were supposed to drink.
No, not gonna lie, this is a bit unpleasant for some of our kind. But the meat's gamey enough. Poor Greg here's so full of preserves, it's like American chicken. So, he begins to carve away. He slides Greg onto his side and cuts the fat away, peeling back skin and sinew and exposing the meat. And it doesn't smell appetizing, but you are so hungry. It doesn't look any different from the meat in the butcher's. So he begins to cut out portions. They're pretty well marbled. Like, he's done a great job of leaving a little bit of the fat on it just to make it nice and juicy. You can leave if you want, Gerbil. And yeah, he begins carving away portions. Placing them on your plate, piles up Amy's very high. There's a family in Scotland. They've really perfected this to make a whole production of it. Been to several of their dinners, they're fucking good. And yeah, poor Greg is thoroughly cracked open like a Christmas ham. You can reduce your hunger down to 1.
Okay.
There's plenty of Greg to go around.
He'll squeeze Amy's hand as he pokes the meat with a fork.
Yeah. She's kind of still looking shell-shocked. Well, we don't have to wait for anyone to say grace. Please, bon appetit. Dig in. And he stuffs a nice fleshy morsel of Greg tartar into his mouth.
Elliot questioningly puts the first one in. And I think that whatever's the liver of a beast he still has takes over for the rest of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's not clean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. By the end of the meal, I think Crowley's probably the only one still eating with like the knife and fork. Sets it down. That is not bad. Not the worst zombie I've had. I should send my condolences, respects to Greg's mother. But anyway,
you normally
do
this?
My poor boy, I do what I want. That's the point. Now, zombie is not the most nourishing meal, rather bland. Oh, we do have the best part still to eat, by the way. I believe that should go to Amy. It is her special day after all. And he cracks open Greg's ribcage, reaches in and just pulls out the heart very casually. Gestures to Amy to like lift her plate up, and he delicately like slides it off his hand and Amy kind of gulps down the last bit that she was eating. There are meat sort of giblets hanging from like the bits between her teeth. Her face is a mess, streaked with dirt and blood and now gore. Some of it her own from when she was shot. And she leans forward and takes a big bite out of the heart. I think that's the end of the gross descriptions. Well done for stomaching that, everyone.
Welcome, everyone who muted.
That was incredibly grotesque, and I enjoyed it, ?
I'm a big fan of the Handful TV series. Like,
honestly,
I could tell.
I stand by what I said earlier. Families that eat together stay together.
Doozer. Just no.
It gave me very iZombie vibes.
Never seen it.
I've not watched either. I've not watched Hannibal or iZombie.
I saw the first season of iZombie, but that's about it.
Anyway, we can discuss that in the after show.
Yeah.
Let's just get back to the story of it. So, after the meal, only a zombie.
So I love how much
used to having them aside.
Isn't there a couple dead bridesmaids around? There's at least one.
Yeah, you have. There's a whole thing.
I think Elliot. However, humanity's sakes will say, I know there's a dead bridesmaid outside.
But I find women are just too weak to make effective zombies.
Oh my god, Gerbil's face.
Why am I offended?
Because you should be.
Because that was offensive.
Yeah.
I mean, I
was
expect it
a
from
really
Crawley,
terrible
so
person.
honestly.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, are you telling me Crowley was a bad person?
Matt, I like where your head is at. So, I don't know, maybe you want to save some of them for later. Unless you want to entrust Amy to my care. He's fully ignoring that she's there. Like, she might be like an angel of Cain or whatever, but she's also a woman.
He's very clearly given the "don't you dare." Jack didn't mind telling us how to win if we can.
Yes, well, Jack has played the game before.
I'm not that
Let's get a bit
smart.
carried away. Look, the point, the raison d'etre of this whole exercise is, it's difficult to explain. I don't think you've got the, as you said, you're not very smart. So I'll put it in simple terms. There are three fundamental forces in the universe. There's the night, there's the sun, and there's the self. I have been trying to find the perfect synthesis of the three. Your batch, your coterie, is probably my best effort so far. With combining the energies of the abyss and undeath while allowing you to maintain your daylight existence. That leaves one component missing, the self. And the self can only be honed in fire and pain.
What are you looking out of the self?
If I knew what I was trying to find, I wouldn't still be looking. So I find 4 interesting individuals. I make them into appropriate vessels as best I can. And I set them loose to see what that they are made of. Only then will we have the keys. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's do this step by step. There's still 2 trials to go.
Did anyone pass?
Someone
trial.
had passed. It's impossible. It's possible to pass the trials and then fail at the final hurdle.
Did anyone pass this one?
Oh yes, you've all survived. You mean
Passed and
amongst
survived.
yourselves? Survival is human.
Are we?
Less and less, but as I said, I don't know. Maybe my experiment is flawed in some way, but it's still amusing. And if I do get what I'm after, then we'll all be better off for it. No, Jack was once a very promising candidate.
Did he fail the last step?
He did.
And yet you work with him.
He's still interesting. Death brings out the best in people. So, he cleans his mouth with a napkin. I'll leave your sister in your care. Have a good evening, Elliot. Slight change to the rules. You'll be facing the Stray next. Jack has disappointed me and must be corrected.
I see.
I do enjoy these chats. Give my best to Zach. So that means to Greg. Perhaps you should leave first. Unless you want some of the bridesmaids to go.
I'll take a minute in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tizza?
Something just occurred to me. Quick aside. We have a bakery. A pastry shop chain here in the UK called Greg's.
Greg's. Yeah.
Just wanted to point that out for anyone that's not English, not British, and listening.
Okay.
For those of you listening, that was completely unintentional. Thank you, Deucer, for that horrible mental image.
Yep. That was. Thank you. Moving swiftly forwards.
You are both very welcome.
Moving swiftly forwards, Elliot is going to, while still holding onto Amy's hand, walk towards the bathroom and get both of them cleaned.
Yeah.
And can at this point Elliot get a call?
Yeah, sure.
It's Veronica.
You did try to save Amy and weren't the one to shoot her, so he'll answer.
Elliot, please tell me Amy is all right.
She's walking.
She's us, isn't she?
Crowley stopped by.
Son of a bitch. Are you still at the church?
We are cleaned up and ready to leave.
Okay, wait a block away and I'll get my car. I know you don't have one.
Is Jess all right?
I explained everything and all she saw was a monster. So I may not have a sister anymore. But that's a
knock on
problem.
the bathroom door. Elliot, I found some Tupperware. I don't know who gifted Tupperware, but I'm just going to fill some of it up for you, okay?
There's a put phone down, put hand over. Okay.
And you just hear her say, "That's a problem for tomorrow. Meet on the corner of blank and blank."
Okay.
Which is approximately 3 blocks away.
Elliot does sound If you could imagine sound as color, the color is muted.
Dejected, just not there, really.
There's other things in his mind. Yes. Very not in,
Alright.
like, there's no feeling to it.
I'll see you in 10. Hang up.
Okay.
And we pan back to her apartment and goes, Tommy, I need to make sure Amy and Elliot are safe.
As we see you leaving your car, Tommy is coming with you anyway. He's not sure what to do, but he doesn't want to leave you alone.
Oh, no. Tommy is staying here.
I feel like you might have to convince him of that one.
Veronica basically lifts up her shirt and goes, I have a bullet hole through my chest. I'm walking. If that happens to you, you are either dead or in the hospital. So sit the fuck down.
Good argument. Yeah.
Or be both.
So, we'll cut back to the church as you take off. By the time you're cleaned up and things, there's a neat little stack of like Tupperware boxes at the front door. Some of them are labeled like heart. I'll go over like the specific like amount of food that you have available later, but there's a decent amount. The other thing you noticed is the place smells like petrol.
Okay, we're definitely getting out of here.
Yeah. Carly is waiting by the front door probably.
He'll step out and sort of look at Crawley. One hand on Amy, the other one holding the Tupperware boxes, and say, "Do you have a problem with fire?"
Some of that kind do. I'm not saying I don't, but I've had a long time to practice. And again, I like to break rules. So, how much you go to your little meeting point? From the best of Veronica, it's very impressive that she's a doctor.
I fucking hate Crowley.
Elliot doesn't react. Externally, at the very least.
To be fair, Edith, he's just sexless. He's perfectly polite to Sack, despite Sack's nature.
Crowley is also bi, so.
Oh, so so the bar is at he's not a homophobe.
Crowley
apparently.
Okay, but this is based on like the research I did for this. Crowley was a bad person. He was like cult of personality. He slept with like whoever he wanted, but he was fundamentally a terrible, like misogynistic prick who was very full of himself. And like incredibly up his own ass, as you can tell by the way he like throws in little French phrases and things every now and then, and like tries to sound like incredibly smart and sophisticated. He's all about that image.
It'll just make it all the more satisfying to shred him apart with barrel weapons.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Please give me those, please. I need them.
Anywho,
this is zooming back in. We see Carly get back in his car. The church is on fire. And Elliot and Amy begin walking down the street to arrive at the meeting place. Is there a scene between Elliot and Veronica that we want to have there? Or should we do the time skip?
I
Scene.
do think there probably will be a scene between Elliot and Amy whenever she's not, shell-shocked.
Yeah, she's kind of better now. She's at Hunger Zero because she ate a heart, so...
Yeah, but she also just died.
mhm.
I mean, are we going to do the
saying
time?
that she sort of like come back to herself.
So the car rolls to a stop.
Yeah, it's a navy blue 2001 Dodge Challenger. And she basically just opens the door and goes,
Can you pop the
And-
trunk?
please don't tell me you brought to-go bags.
Just got some food.
I said don't tell me, and she pops the trunk.
He'll put the Tupperware in there. Close it.
So where's home?
He'll give you his address.
And she drives you there.
Jack is being punished.
Jack? Okay. Amy?
She looks up at you. She's still
Jesse's
kinda quiet.
okay. She got out of the
She-
church fine.
She exhales. Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, there's a bruise on her neck. That was left by your hand. Your body did that. It was not you.
Yeah,
But
I
Just so you know, Jesse didn't take it very well when I explained the shit show that is. So there might be an adjustment, period. If anyone is listening carefully enough, you can hear the subtext of, I'm not sure if she wants anything to do with me.
what are we shoots Elliot?
We are honest to God vampires.
Did he do this to you?
Him and his little coterie of chucklefucks,
Elliot
including but not limited to Aleister Crowley, Jack the Ripper, and Bloody Mary.
We were talking to Crawley.
We're all a part of his sick, twisted experiment. And I guess you have the dubious honor of being number 5. Sorry about that.
I should be dead, shouldn't I?
Everyone in this car should be a corpse, yes.
I couldn't go
And I
through
think
that.
she's just gonna.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't answer. She just turns and looks out the window, watching the streetlights go by.
I don't care what game he's playing. I'm going to kill Aleister Crowley. I'm going to kill Bloody Mary, and I am sure as fuck going to kill that asshole Jack.
The way Crowley talked, I don't think Jack is going to be a problem.
From what I can tell, Crowley cares about entertainment. Do you really think one overstep from Jack would make him stop being entertaining outright?
He's also immortal. What's a few years of not doing anything?
Elliot, there is no game if the people running it are dead.
I never said he killed them.
I'm saying we track those fuckers down and we end them. Take them one by one. Personally, I want to start with Crowley. That arrogant shit probably will underestimate us.
What was the name he said? It was like Scrappy or something? Sorry.
The Stray.
Stray. Maybe you and Zach should look into Stray? Doesn't ring a bell for me.
Okay. Do I have...
Crowley said that was next.
And I think at about this point we arrive at your apartment.
I'm sorry about Jess. He'll open the door.
She grabs his arm, Elliot's arm. They fucked with James's mind. None of us would be in this position if it wasn't for them. Your sister is the way that she is because of them. He is not the problem. They are.
Look back to you. Finally, actually look at you in the eyes. He chose to pull the trigger.
Because...
I don't care. He will deal with that.
You aren't going to kill him. Because like it or not, we need him.
He'll go to open the back door.
Yeah, Emil and Kat.
Opens the trunk and picks up the Tupperware. Closes it.
And I think when Veronica opens up the door and slams it shut, that's when the time skip happens.
Sure. Yeah. So we're just going to sort of see where everyone's at in a few weeks' time. Are Earth and Bloods can make what was the check again? Intelligence medicine. Who are damaged, like with ag.
Can I just rouse to heal my one superficial?
Yeah, you can. I meant the ones with like mortal frailty.
Okay.
Well,
So
Veronica doesn't actually. Veronica, you have.
I take damage like a mortal, but heal like a vampire.
Okay, yeah. So you can make
quit.
the rouse checks to heal your ag. I don't see how you do, and also I gauge how much hunger you should have when we zoom back in. Yeah.
So
just give me 3.
because
I know you have more ag than that, but just give me 3.
Given I only have one superficial, am I good to just skip that?
Yeah, you can just skip that.
Okay.
I rolled the intelligence medicine, what you said, and I got 8 successes plus crit.
So you're pretty good.
But basically, Zach heard the phrase "physician, heal thyself" and went, "Okay."
Basically.
Yeah.
So
Zach
can we?
Hold on. Zach will be like bandaged up when we zoom back in a few weeks. Probably this is when you're like ready to leave the hospital, or leave your home, like wherever you were healing up.
I was healing up a mix at home and the chantry. Those were the 2 main places I would be while healing.
Mm-hmm.
Home looking after the twins. Then once they're in school, chantry to study all the blood magic.
Also, Elliot definitely picked up Grace and dropped her off at her mom's.
Yeah, that's gonna be a conversation.
Pretty much right after, and sort of dropped her off and left.
Yeah, your phone starts blowing up within like an hour.
Yeah, that's gonna be a deal with later.
I presume James is still going to be. Actually, we'll have like things that you're wanting to do in the time skip, yeah. So let's sort of go around and see what people are like doing, like what character advancements did you buy, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah,
I did ask if I could change something on the Discord. I did ask. Okay. Pardon?
Sorry, I've been distracted.
That's fine. Fine.
1 second. Oh, God, everyone posted so much.
Yeah, it's just mostly Ryan memeing during the cannibalism stuff. I was enjoying Ryan's memeing there.
Yeah, we can work on that change eventually. I don't know if it makes sense just now. But we're gonna have a chat about that in the after show.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. Because I kind of wanted to have a scene between James and Billy during the time skip in the hopes of like kicking off that change. But if you'd rather wait, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'd rather wait, I think.
Okay, then in that case, I think I think James will he'll seek out. I think he'll seek out Elliot.
Okay. Just to clarify, did you purchase anything with your XP, or are you waiting to?
I got celerity too.
Okay.
I've got fleetness now.
Oh. I have a question. How much would it be to get a second ritual?
Which level ritual?
I only have blood magic 2, so I could only get a level 2 ritual if I wanted one. How much XP would
or
that
a
be?
level 1 ritual, right?
So yeah, a level 1 would be 3, a level 2 would be 6.
Okay, and I have 15 XP.
Yes.
Is that none of the rituals in the books really scream me? Is there any custom rituals I could get from studying in the country?
Maybe we can have a chat about that.
I'll save my XP until after this then.
In that case, could James during the time skip ask his gang to look for his brother, see if they can find him, or at least find any sign of like anybody seeing anyone that looks like him, maybe any idea of where his brother's been taken. Like, and obviously he does warn his gang not to approach. Like, if they think they know where he's being kept, not to try to rescue him on their own, because they'll die. He doesn't explain, like, he doesn't say, oh, because he's being held hostage by Jack the fucking Ripper. And because they'd be like, I'm sorry, the fuck? But he does say, you know, like you will not be able to take out the person holding him hostage. Just let me know where he is. And he will also send a text message to Elliot just saying, we need to talk, and give a location somewhere in London that's relatively isolated, so it can be just the two of them, and a time. And yeah, he'll be waiting there for Elliot to turn up. If Elliot turns up.
Yeah, and we'll get to that in a second. So that's one scene. For Zach, we're just going to say that you've been healing up, trying to like fix yourself a little bit.
Yeah, the main thing Zach could be doing is healing up, taking care of the twins and whatnot as much as can. But I'm assuming my significant other is like, no, you need to rest.
Yeah, Alan's going to do a lot of the work.
And another thing to do outside of the ritual, studying for ritual stuff for future XP we'll go into on the layer, he would also then be looking into both infamous stray and either look into infamous serial killers that have like wolf-like themes, or nursery rhymes that could since now nursery rhymes are also on the nursery rhymes, fairy tales are also on the table, would also be looking into that, trying to
give me an intelligence occult roll, please.
I'm going to rouse the blood.
Okay.
That's 2 hunger.
Not too important, but during the time skip, you get a text from Veronica that says, "Sorry I throat punched you. Your boyfriend owes me a fucking dress."
Spending willpower here.
Sorry I throat punched you, XOXO.
5 successes.
Okay. I will get back to you with a list of potential suspects. So
yeah, I tried actually Googling the serial killer that Stray is, and I couldn't find anything. So I'm curious.
Is anyone feeling like Jen has a list for all the things that could be and is worried?
I'm trying not to think about it.
Okay.
She doesn't have a list. She has a dartboard.
I have ideas.
Haha.
I've written a lot of prep for this game.
She has many thin blood games she wants to make people suffer through.
True. I love
I'm here for all of them.
So I think Veronica's the only one left.
Well, there's I need to have a bit with Elliot as well, but yeah, Veronica, will be up to apologizing to Zach, and what else?
It's just a quick text, but she spends basically the entirety of the time skip furiously studying her thin blood alchemy, learning 2 new formulae, and also basically testing out her potions, exactly how much of each ingredient she needs for each formula and how long each of them last, basically. She's going research mode.
Fair.
Do you want me to do a roll for that, or?
No, because you're spending XP on this. I don't think you need to roll. But we can nail down the exact things for the custom formulas. Like when we get to it, for next week. But like just for a vague idea, what do we see the effects of these potions that you're trying?
So she adds. She is working on a potion in her lab, and you see her adding discarded cat claws. Like by cat claws, I just mean the actual, not the actual,
Yeah.
Adding some acid, like some metal shavings, mixing that together with her blood and more human blood.
Mhm.
She drinks it, and her fingernails elongate into sharp cat-like claws.
No cats were hurt during the making of this series.
Yeah, cool.
And
so for our weapons,
she finds a punching bag to test it on, and basically she completely eviscerates the punching bag.
Mm-hmm. It's the electric training scene from that really bad Daredevil movie.
And then
I like that movie.
The second potion, you see her adding a spring, some bubble gum, a basic substance, and a basic substance. Mixes that all together with the right amount of blood, drinks it, and she is able to leap far farther than she could normally do it.
I think isn't it like 10 times your potent?
It's 5.
5 times, yeah, sorry. And I think if you jump directly up, it's
3.
3.
Yep.
3 times?
She can leap 3 meters into the air straight and jump 5 meters forwards.
Yeah.
That's why Jean was able to like just jump through that guy at the end of the last campaign.
Yeah. God, I loved watching Jean just rip through those guys in the helicopter.
Tangents.
Yeah.
That was so much fun.
We have 17 minutes. Let's go.
Yeah. So finally, Elliot.
Yeah. I think Elliot is in Fallout, dealing with Fallout.
Yeah.
So he needs to talk to Becca, and he needs to talk to Amy, and he needs to address that text.
Mm-hmm. So that's a good point. Do you tell Amy that James has asked for a meeting with you?
I don't think he would hide it, because he's also grabbing some brass knuckles.
Mm-hmm.
But would he volunteer the information?
I feel like Amy would ask.
I think she's...
And he would reply.
I think she's kind of...
Yeah.
So, since her death, Amy has become a lot colder. She's... annoyed and horrified at like what she is, especially when she hears that you can like drink blood. There's probably a scene where you try and help her feed from your sort of like animal blood supply.
Yeah.
And she throws up. She can't keep it down. I
mean, it's probably gross.
Yeah. And you do come to the realization that she can only eat the flesh of people. And she's horrified at this sort of like what she is. And you blame James, and she remembers being shot by James, so she also blames James.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, sure. Don't blame the the monsters that actually did this to you. Blame the guy that accidentally initiated it because he got mind fucked.
To be fair, he passed the mind fuck.
To be fair,
It was a player choice, so
Hey,
I feel like it's a little bit more fair to blame him.
To be fair, James is also responsible for global warming.
Blame
And
hashtag blame James. Yep, definitely. I'm down for that one.
James.
He's also responsible for the shit show that the English legal system. Yes.
Hashtag James did nothing wrong. Anyway.
Hashtag blame James.
So,
Hell yeah, Rory's on my side.
so
Everyone's so mean to me.
Not mean to
Look,
you, mean to James.
James is a bigger.
That's true.
James is a bigger monster than Joey was.
That is not true.
That's questionable.
Yeah.
That's questionable.
So
Yeah,
anyway,
no,
tangents.
no.
Moving swiftly on.
Yeah. So because we're gonna have like 10 minutes, we're just gonna do this one last scene where Amy and Elliot show up to the meeting place. Amy's gonna wait outside for a moment. I imagine this is like an abandoned warehouse somewhere. Like from when England actually had like any industry. So James and Elliot. It's your scene.
I think Elliot doesn't slam the door. He just opens it, walks in, and we can see his eyes turn a yellowish cat-like hue as he scans the area.
I was thinking of it being outside, like an industrial area where there's like warehouses and things like that.
Oh, sure. I mean, I was putting it in like a warehouse in one of those industrial areas. So
yeah, sure. I imagine you see James sat sort of high up in a place where he could have only got to by doing some pretty intense parkour, which you wouldn't think James would be able to do, and probably couldn't have done as a human. But he's just sat and he's waiting. And when Elliot walks in, he just pushes himself off and jumps down, landing on his feet. And then I imagine Amy walks in.
No.
And there's... Oh,
no, Amy's outside.
Yep.
Okay.
Elliot keeps walking towards you. At the same pace, the same gait he's had.
Yeah. James doesn't need to roll an insight. He knows Elliot's going to try to punch him.
Are you going to dodge?
He won't dodge the first one.
Okay.
Are you trying to hurt him?
Oh, yeah.
Duza, are you okay with PvP?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, then let's go.
But if Elliot keeps it going, James will fight back.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Okay, it's not a crit.
No, but that's 5.
So that's
4, no?
Brass knuckles do a +1 damage.
Okay.
So that's 2 superficial?
Yes.
If you take damage like a vampire, then yes.
Yeah, I do. So that takes like there's a crunch as his cheekbone breaks, and James just staggers back, and he goes, first one's free, and now, yeah, and he just pulls out his gun. We need to talk.
He'll open his hands, but he'll push you against like a container or something.
Yeah.
Whatever you were like standing on top of, he'll push towards it and just ignoring the gun, look at you and say, Why shouldn't I kill you?
Because we have a common enemy and because we need each other. I'm sorry. I didn't. That fucking thing. It showed me. It showed me my mother being murdered, and I flipped out. I lashed out. I was in my mind. I was shooting Bloody Mary. I wasn't. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I fucked up. Okay? I fucked up. I'm aware that I fucked up. But I can promise you this. I'm gonna find him. I'm gonna find my brother, and I'm gonna get him back. And I'm gonna find Jack. And I can promise you, his death. His death will make his murder seem like a pleasant fucking memory. And I imagine his fangs grow. Like, there's legitimate rage and fury there. There is genuine murderous intent. Like, up until now, you've seen James as pretty calm and collected, very controlled. James, that's gone. Like, this is just pure hate and rage.
Two things. One, would there be a reason for an insight check on whether James is actually remorseful of shooting her?
Yes. Yeah, I mean,
So there would be a reason, remorseful. Or he is.
He is genuinely remorseful.
Okay.
Like he just lashed out. It was pure instinct. It wasn't I'm going to shoot her even though she's in somebody. Like, there was no conscious thought behind it. It was what the fuck, sort of just a lashing out. It was animal instinct, the beast.
Second, does he react when Elliot punches right above his shoulder? Like, less than an inch from his ear.
If Elliot punches him again...
No. Right above his shoulder, less than an inch from his ear. Sort of.
He'll just...
Like the intentional miss. But he clearly sets up to punch again.
There's the slight twitch of his hand, but he doesn't, like, raise the gun, but he does dodge further out of the way. And there's, like, heavy breathing as James, like, tries to calm himself and compose himself.
After the punch, Elliot is closer because his body weight followed the punch.
Yeah.
And he'll just say, "You and Mary are why she can no longer walk on the sun. You better hope she forgives you. Because I will never do it. And I don't care about Jack. But I will have Zach tell me how the fuck to murder Mary."
Wait, she's one of us now. Your sister is one of us.
Probably stopped by right after.
What did you do?
You killed her.
What did you do, Elliot?
You killed her.
And so you made her one of us? You made her this? The fuck's wrong with you? You have the... You're here blaming me for killing her, and yeah, I did that. But you did this. You're sick. You're fucked up. You've damned
Tell
your
me that
sister.
when you find your... Tell me that when you cry over the corpse of your little brother.
Oh, I think he's gonna hit him back.
Elliot will dodge.
I'm gonna add my fleetness to this, and I'm gonna rouse. I'll rouse for fleetness and for
To be fair, Elliot's not wrong though.
Elliot is not wrong though.
I know, but again, well, I get hungrier by 1, but I'm adding 2 celerity to a punch. Oh wait, no, I can't add.
You can't add that to the punch.
Damn it. Yeah, in that case, only the first one counts.
Once.
So yeah, so it's Dex Brawl, and
the more high ground's easier when you're not been in the dirt.
I get +1 for rousing because
Yep.
it's already BP 1. No, BP nothing. Gonna
You could
re-roll.
fish for a crit.
The,
I'm gonna re-roll 2.
Yeah. I don't think it's worth it. Yeah, you tie. You deal 0 damage.
Tie goes to the active kindred, though.
No, because it's net successes for damage.
Yeah.
So I imagine the punch is there, but Elliot so perfectly dodges, it's just sort of barely connects and doesn't do anything.
As Elliot moves slightly to the side, you see Amy is coming behind him. She looks you in the eye. Put the gun down and kick it over to me. Can you make a intelligence plus resolve check, please?
Oh shit, she's compelling me, the bitch. Intelligence resolve.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, let me just double check the vote. Okay.
I got 1 success.
So she has 2 in that, and then 1 from rousing. She got 4.
Damn it. He gives her the gun.
Yeah. That slides over. Elliot, get out of the way.
Elliot
She
moves.
picks up the gun. And she's going to empty the clip into James.
Wow. James isn't compelled to stand there, so he's gonna dodge.
That's fair.
That is very fair.
Do you have rapid reflexes?
I do.
Yeah. So okay. You can dodge as normal. You don't take a penalty because rapid reflexes.
You can add
Is
your...
it not a good dice roll for her?
If you turned on your fleetness, you can add 2 to the first one.
Yep, I'm adding I'm adding fleetness and I'm adding extra dice too. Wait, how many times am I like I'm gonna
It's a different turn.
I'll just be dodging the entire barrage of bullets. Like not like dodging each individual shot.
Oh, this is all like just one barrage you can just dodge. Like it's just one turn.
Okay,
dodge it, dodge it, dodge it.
Oh.
Okay.
Rude, dodging by 1.
Mm-hmm. with fleetness, and your vampiric celerity, bolstering your movements, you are able to dodge like near perfectly.
Yeah.
It's not quite like agents in the Matrix level yet, but like we're seeing the sort of beginnings of that sort of like incredible speed.
Yeah, I imagine there's just she aims the gun and pulls the trigger, and James just isn't there. Like he hasn't, like, it's not blink, but it's like Jenny said, it's
not that fast.
I'm not going to say
no.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that you're like just not there, but like you're able to. We see from James's point of view, you're able to track the motion of the bullet.
Yeah.
And like jerk your body out of the way as like each one sort of like moves, and it's not perfectly graceful, but like it's no one else can dodge bullets. And like the gun just clicks dry.
Elliot wouldn't have a shitty pull to dodge.
And yeah, when we look back at Yumi's face, there's bloody tears like streaming down. And that's where we'll close out today's session.
Hey, so we just say it back. So rude.
Join us next week to find out just how badly Elliot is gonna get chewed out.
Why is Elliot
Becca
gonna get
still
chewed
needs
out?
because
but yes, the
X still needs to chew him out for leaving Grace with a dying bloody man.
That poor child is gonna have so many nightmares.
Yes, she will.
That poor child is gonna be so traumatized.
Look, we'll just teach your daughter the wondrous joy of repression.
It is.
And on that note, goodbye, everybody.
Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed.
Happy birthday.
It's not a thing.
Remember to find us on social media and all that jazz. Bye.
Bye, everyone.